The most powerful and dangerous witch by Zodiac Sign. Which of the women by Zodiac Sign has such power that she is able to subjugate the will, stop a man with one glance, and see dreams in which the fate of others is hidden? Which of them is not just a witch, but a priestess of ancient energy from whom weakness goes away and space freezes next to her? Today you will find out who she is, the most powerful and truly dangerous witch among all the signs of the zodiac. Her power is not in spells, but in her natural power over people, energies, and situations. She does not just feel, she knows, sees, and influences. And next to her, no one remains the same. Watch this video to the end, because it is not just a description, but the disclosure of a secret that has been kept silent for a long time. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be the first to know about such strong signs and read energies as accurately as ancient oracles. And write in the comments whether you have met such a woman. Perhaps she is closer than you think. The first sign is Virgo. Among all the witches of the zodiac, it is the representative of the Virgo sign that is considered the most precise, calculating, and unpredictably dangerous. Her strength is not in expression, not in demonstrative magic, but in the ability to calculate, build, control, and apply knowledge with surgical precision. She never creates chaos. She builds an order in which she herself becomes the only source of power. Any of her actions is thought out in advance. There is no chance in it, and this is what makes her a force that is impossible to fight head-on. The Virgo witch uses observation as a weapon. She sees what eludes everyone. She can take a person apart, piece by piece, not physically but energetically. Her gaze shines through intentions, true motives, weak points. She will not act immediately. First, she will collect data, wait for the moment until the target himself reveals a vulnerability. And only after that will the impact begin, which cannot be stopped. Her magic is concentration, intelligence, and consistency. She has rituals where every word is carefully considered, every symbol has a precise meaning, and every detail is based on the knowledge of ancient codes. She does not resort to theatre. She is not interested in ostentatious gestures. She works in the shadows, using the power of words, analysis, and internal control. Her strongest weapon is absolute composure. Even at a critical moment, she remains focused and acts precisely, like a sharpened blade. She never forgets. If someone has once violated her boundaries, insulted, betrayed her, he is already on her internal list. And he may not even guess about it until he begins to lose support, confidence, influence. Her retribution always comes at the right time, without noise, without fire, without a trace. Only the result is destruction, disorientation, loss of control. This is not rage, this is calculation. She does not give in to emotions because she knows. Feelings weaken, and precision wins. In everyday life, she can be reserved, modest, even soft. But it is this shell that creates an illusion behind which real power hides. She can be in a room and at the same time completely control what is happening. Her look can stop an argument. Her silence can become a threat. Her one word is the final verdict. The words of the Virgo witch do not carry rhetoric. They encode intentions, essence, will. She does not use magic in small things. Each of her interventions is purposeful, with a clear effect. She does not do anything for no reason. Even when she is silent, she observes. Even when she listens, she remembers. Her strength is in the ability to be one step ahead. She does not enter into open conflicts. She destroys the system from within, zeroing out the enemy's support and turning him into a vulnerable target. The Virgo witch does not work in emotions. She is a practitioner. She can use both herbs and numbers, both rituals and cold calculation. Her magic is at the intersection of logic and willpower. She creates programs that a person gets into without even noticing it. And at the moment, when the goal is already losing its bearings, the Virgo witch knows for sure. Everything is going according to plan. Her energies do not boil. They break through point by point. The danger of this witch is in her discipline. She will not allow herself weakness until the goal is achieved. She does not need proof. She does not need anyone to believe in her power. It is enough for her that her work leads to the desired result. She rarely reveals her intentions. Even her loved ones do not always understand how far her influence extends. But as soon as someone crosses her path, the way back is already blocked. Her weakness is the lack of compromise. She does not know how to forgive those who violated her order. She does not leave chaos. She destroys it with the roots. Her magic does not come from the desire for love. It comes from the desire for purity, consistency, control. Her goal is not revenge, but correction. But the one she decides to correct may never return to Jorpion and to the previous version of themselves. After all, she does not act superficially. She affects the structure of fate. The second sign of Pisces. Where others only sense the approach of danger, a witch born under the sign of Pisces already knows its source. Her strength is in observation, in invisibility, in the ability to unravel the most complex knot of other people's plans. She does not show her power. She waits. No one is able to guess the moment when her inner storm will come out. This is not hysteria or an outburst. This is a pinpoint blow to the most vulnerable spot, thought out to the details. This is exactly why people fear her. Pisces do not attack immediately. They give an opportunity to retreat. But if you do not leave voluntarily, the destruction will be cold, mathematically verified, without pity. She rarely speaks directly. She asks a question, and the interlocutor himself reveals the whole truth to her. She does not demand confessions. Her silence brings tears. This witch knows how to make a person see himself. Not an image, not a mask. The real one, with all the weaknesses and dirt. And this is where her work begins. She never acts out of revenge. Her actions are dictated by the highest logic. It is as if she sees three versions of the future at once, and chooses the one where her opponent loses control. She does not break. She transforms. And always according to her scenario. The danger of this woman is in her memory. She remembers every detail, every word, intonation, look. And even years later, she can return the situation to the point where the betrayal began. Her revenge is not hot. It is icy. And this is what makes it more terrible. She has no need to take revenge right away. She will give the enemy time for the illusion of security, for success, for joy. And only then, when he forgets about the past, she will make one move that will destroy him fundamentally. Not loudly, not publicly, but forever. The Pisces witch easily gains trust. She does not give the impression of being strong. She is seen as quiet, possibly vulnerable. But this is where the poison lies. Those who underestimate her receive the most crushing blow. She uses charm, gentleness, compassion as tools of control. And as soon as a person opens up, she knows how to influence him. Her words are not loud, but they remain in the head forever. She does not shout. She speaks evenly. But these phrases cut harder than a knife. She is not afraid to be alone. Moreover, loneliness ultimates power. In isolation, she strengthens herself, accumulates energy, clears her mind. Her strength is in the absence of fuss. In silence, she prepares what will later become decisive. She has no need to prove her power. She knows it. And those who try to check become examples for others. The most dangerous witch is not the one who waves magic. It is the one whose presence is felt, even if she is silent. The third sign is Aries. The most powerful witch of all the signs is the one born under the sign of Aries. Her strength is in straightforwardness, determination, and absolute self-confidence. She does not cast spells in the shadows. She acts openly, quickly, and without warning. Her spell is an order. Her will is the law. She does not think long. She feels what needs to be done, and does it. Without a doubt, without pity. They do not play with her. An attempt to manipulate her is fatal. She does not tolerate lies and instantly sees weakness. One look, and a person breaks, unable to withstand the pressure of her inner fire. Aries is a witch of a direct blow. She does not set traps. Her power is in the ability to strike where no one expected. It is impossible to predict her. She can forgive everything until the moment she feels betrayal. And when she feels, she becomes merciless. She has no second warning, only action, only result. The enemy who tries to outwit her is faced with the fact everything has already been decided. There is no way out. She has already acted. While others are making plans, she has already carried out hers. This witch does not tolerate restrictions. She cannot be kept in a cage, even a golden one. She will destroy any structure if she feels pressure, and she knows how to do it beautifully. Without hysterics, without drama. She simply puts an end to it, and the person disappears from her life. And with him, his influence disappears. She leaves no trace, because she does not look back. Her energy is so strong that even after she leaves, everything around her begins to change. Those who are nearby feel emptiness, but it is too late. Her decisions are final. The most powerful feature of this witch is her instinct. It is primal, inexplicable, but always accurate. She senses danger in advance. She does not need advice. She does not doubt. And this is what makes her invulnerable. No enemy can use her own weaknesses against her, because she recognizes them. She knows where she is vulnerable and turns it into armor. Her weakness is fuel for attack. Her defeats are steps to strength. She is not afraid of falls, because after each one, she only becomes stronger. Her magic is an impulse, fast, sharp, but deadly. She does not need preparation. She enters the space and subjugates it. Everyone adapts or flies out. She has no time for doubts. She is respected because they know she does not forgive repeated mistakes. Those who have experienced her wrath no longer take risks. And they are right. Because the Aries witch does not promise, she acts. And once she has made a decision, it is impossible to stop her. The fourth sign is Aquarius. This witch never raises her voice. She observes. Her power is in silence, and her control is in detachment. The Aquarius woman has the most paradoxical type of magical power. She acts without influence. People themselves submit to her influence, without even noticing how their decisions, feelings, and actions are rebuilt under her energy. This is not hypnosis, not a love spell, not pressure. This is an absolute mental dominance that cannot be protected. Her strength is in the ability to destroy the inner beliefs of others. She knows how to ask one question, after which a person loses the ground under his feet. There is no accusation in her eyes, but there is knowledge. She sees motives, hidden goals, a double bottom in any conversation. And when she looks, it becomes uncomfortable. Because in this look, there is a complete revelation. She does not need to prove who is right. She just gives you the opportunity to understand how stupid you look next to her. She will never fight directly. Her magic is not in the force of the blow, but in the accuracy of the blow. Her actions are imperceptible, but irreversible. She is able to erase your authority with one sentence. She can support, and you will become a star. She can remain silent, and you will fail. It all depends on whose side you are on. Because the Aquarius witch is not just an individual, it is a mechanism that works at the level of collective consciousness. She feels not only people, she feels processes. She controls reality through information. Her words are spells encrypted in logic. Her silence is a code that turns on later. She does not do damage, does not use artifacts, but next to her, technology glitches, networks fall, conversation freeze. Her field distorts the usual order of things. She can enter any space and completely change its atmosphere with her presence alone. People feel anxiety, excitement, or confusion, and cannot understand why. This is not a witch in a black robe. This is a woman who sits at a laptop, talks about startups and investments, and then with one message breaks someone else's business, or saves it. She does not recognize authorities. No man can tame her. No woman can copy her. She is absolutely autonomous. Her magic is not inherited. It appears out of thin air where others see emptiness. Aquarius is always one step ahead. And while you are thinking, she has already rebuilt reality. She can zero out a person without conflict, just turn him off from her system. And this is worse than revenge. This is disappearance. The Aquarius witch leaves no traces, but you will never forget how your ideas about yourself collapsed next to her. She does not act within the framework of morality. She is above it. She does not do evil. She restores balance. Her strength is that no one knows how she does it. The fifth sign is Libra. The most dangerous Libra witch never shows aggression. Her strength is in balance, but she regulates this balance according to her own internal laws. She does not simply control chaos, she creates it in order to then balance it on her own terms. This woman does not cast spells in the traditional sense. She brings order to other people's heads, and then uses this order against them. Her magic is the architecture of influence. The Libra woman has the most subtle psychoanalytic intelligence. She reads emotions, the dynamics of dialogue, the weaknesses of the opponent, and integrates her decisions into other people's desires. She does not manipulate. She designs. Her magic is a strategic calculation, veiled as care, friendship, partnership. And you do not notice how you have already signed everything, agreed with everything, and began to think that it was your idea. But no, it was hers. She knows how to look at a person and see where his hole is. Not physical, not energetic, mental. And she enters there softly, not to destroy, but to weave herself in. First as advice, then as support, then as necessity, and then as dependence. She does not want to subjugate, she wants you to choose to submit. This is her absolute strength. Libra never throws tantrums. They do not create problems. But they are the ones who make a person begin to destroy his own system of values, beliefs, and behavior. Her witchcraft is mirrors. She shows people their reflection. But that is the trick. It is not you. It is her version of you. And she begins to dominate your life. She creates new rules in which you are no longer the main figure. She is the author of the script. You are the performer. Libra's magic is always aesthetic. She speaks beautifully, acts beautifully, leaves beautifully. And this is where the danger lies, because you do not see the threat. But you feel discomfort. You begin to doubt, lie to yourself, try to match. And you don't notice how you lose your own I. Her spells are not pronounced out loud. They sound like, think again. Maybe you're overdoing it. Haven't you thought about how it looks? And now your whole world is in her logic. She is capable of destroying a man while maintaining an ideal reputation. She could destroy a business, but she prefers to make you give it up yourself. Her field is diplomacy, intrigue, legal magic, social influence. She is a network-level witch. Everything she does seems noble, fair, logical. But behind this is cold calculation and the ability to control the masses, and not just people. This woman does not give in to emotional control. It is impossible to humiliate, shut up, suppress her. She is one of those who speaks softly, but at the same time takes everything. The Libra witch is the pinnacle of mental witchcraft, in which good and evil are inseparable, and the result always turns out to be unexpectedly irreversible.